NHL Central Scouting released its preliminary players to watch list this week. This is an all-encompassing list that includes players from all over the world. It breaks down players into three categories, with A list players projected as first-round picks, B list players projected as second or third-round picks, and C list players projected towards the final 3 rounds. With more viewings, expect the next release from NHL Central Scouting to include numerical ranking divided into European and North American categories. Typically, Central Scouting focuses on first-year draft eligibles, and this list reflects that. I thought we might see a higher number of re-entry players, but the first re-entry player on the list is Moose Jaw's Eric Allery, who checks in as a C-rated player. There's only one player on the list born in 2002, and that's London goalie Brett Broshu, whose birthday is September 9, making him the oldest player on Central's list. Dating back to December 29, 2019, Broshu has won 27 of 28 decisions. We made a point in this space last week about scouts essentially looking at 2 draft classes this season. With the OHL shutdown in 2020-21 due to the pandemic, there are several players in the set 16, 2002 to set. 14, 2003 born window that look drastically different than they did the last time there was a full season of hockey at any level. Several players weren't even in the OHL last time we had games, while those that grew over the pandemic, or used the time to improve different facets of their game. This phenomenon isn't exclusive to the OHL, but definitely highlighted because no games were played at all in the league last season. Each week we will make mention of a CHL player who fits in that window. This week, it's Miguel Tourigny, no relation to Arizona head coach Andre. Tourigny, 20 in February, is not completely foreign to NHL scouts as he was invited to Anaheim's camp this past fall. He's off to a brilliant start with the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada. Through the Armada's first 8 games, Tourigny has 13 points, tied for second in the league. Size may be the stumbling block with this player, who is listed as 5'8", 172 pounds on the league website. One prospect making a lot of noise is Guelph defenseman Mike Buckinger. The 6', 185-pound rearguard has 6 assists through Guelph's first 5 games. Plenty of scouts were in attendance for his 3-helper performance on October 13 in a 7-3 win at Owen Sound. Buckinger has the added benefit of playing on a Storm team that has 6 players on Central Scouting's list, including right shot center Matthew Poitras, an A-listed player. The more prospects there are on one team, the more scouts come to watch them. Speaking of NHL Central Scouting, the typical CHL/NHL top prospects game is normally scheduled for some time in January, however that time frame may be pushed back by as much as a month. The pandemic, coupled with the presumption the NHL will participate in the Olympics, are 2 reasons for the altered timeline. The London Knights have a budding star in Colton Smith. Smith is the son of Ottawa Senators head coach DJ. Taken in the 2nd round of the 2020 OHL priority selection, Smith put up his first career hat trick in a 5-4 win in Sarnia Saturday night. There's irony in the fact that DJ spent 6 years as an associate coach in Windsor during their glory years. The Spitfires' most intense rival over that time was none other than Dale Hunter and the London Knights. In a conversation with a scout earlier this week, 2 things were enlightening. 1. Discerning eyes should give players at least 20 games into the season before making steadfast decisions on talent, and 2. The NHL is still a big man's game. Can't help but think about the 2023 NHL Draft. It's looking fantastic. One name popped up in a recent conversation with a scout, claiming Moose Jaw's Braden Yeager looks a lot like Nathan McKinnon at the same age. Less heralded than many of his USNT U18 teammates is Cutter Gautier, the son of former NHLer Sean. Cutter was born in Sweden while his dad played there for Skellefteå in the SHL. Cutter has size, likes to get involved in the play and moves around the ice with ease. It is expected 2023 draft-eligible Mike D'Angelo, Dubuque, and B-listed Brennan Ali, Avon Old Farms HS, will get a look with the USNT as it deals with injury issues. With just 2 points in 10 games and ice time hovering around 13 minutes per game, rumors are starting to swirl that Brad Lambert, no. 2 in my October draft rankings, is considering a move to the WHL. His rights are owned by the Saskatoon Blades. It would be a return home of sorts, as that's where Brad's dad, Ross, played during the 1982-83 campaign. Ross was born in Kindersley, Sask. Meanwhile, Brad's teammate Joachim Kemmel, number 9 in the October rankings, continues to be at or near the top of league scoring, while playing over 17 minutes per game. Super cool week for the Mercer family. Son Dawson put up his first NHL point in his first NHL game, an assist on New Jersey's third goal in a 4-3 overtime win over Chicago. On that same night, brother Riley, a goalie for QMJHL Drummondville, notched his first QMJHL shutout, a 17-save effort in a 6-0 win over defending league champion Victoriaville. Then, with family still in attendance, Dawson scored his first NHL goal in a 4-2 win over Seattle on Tuesday. The Mercers are from Bay Roberts, NFLD.com, and have been the talk of the town since Mercer made the Devils out of camp. Devils reporter Amanda Stein has been all over it. I remember watching Nashville's Alexander Carrier during his time in Gatineau, thinking he would make for a third-pairing NHL defenseman. He was selected by Nashville in the 4th round, 115th overall, of the 2015 draft. After 4 full AHL seasons, Carrier got a chance to play 19 games with the Preds in 2020-21, and it looks like he's finally made his way into the lineup full-time. Through 3 games, Carrier has 2 helpers to start the season. Core 5 Analytics is starting to make a name in hockey circles. The company's principals include owner and founder Alan Hammernick, former NHLer and player agent Tom Laidlaw, and sports psychologist Drive. Marco. The concept is extremely unique in that it's centered around the measurement and development of character. Having worked with NHL teams, Olympians and other elite athletes, the company has also collaborated with the Orienters of the OHL to create the Route 66 Character Development Program, which helps players through the maturation process, enabling them to become better decision-makers both on and off the ice. Once the players understand the how and why of their actions, they become better decision-makers, enabling them to focus on their preparation, habits and routines needed to maximize their potential. For anyone trying to get into our business, this job opportunity with the OHL would be great to look into.